So I did a run to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and I picked up some stuff from Walmart, although nothing from Walmart is the kind of storage I'm gonna use, and pardon that it's shaky. I'm holding it, I don't have a tripod or anything like that. It's not really gonna be a haul, but we're going to learn to organize together since I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, besides the fact that I want things to be contained. So here we go. So naturally, after running errands, you just have the dump in front of the door, or at least you do when you live in a multi-story apartment and you're trying to do the best that you can when you have a little one. Before starting anything, never forget to put these away first, so you always know where they are. I slipped down into something a little bit more comfortable, as opposed to jeans and my sweaty socks. Now I'm ready to start organizing and putting stuff away. I'm gonna start with putting all of this stuff into my closet just so that I know where it is. And this big box is not anything that I bought. Actually, my mother-in-law got it for my husband and I to give our son a firmer mattress, since his is one that's been handed down through several children already. So everything that's not groceries has been shoved into my closet in the open space that I just gave it. And one of the easiest things I'm gonna do is, there is a wastebasket in there, and I'm gonna upgrade the one that my husband and I have, which I don't even know what this is technically, but I'm just gonna put that one in our son's room since he's a kid and he don't care. And I'm gonna put the other one into this one. That's gonna be easy. That'll be the first thing I do. This is the one I was talking about. It just looks a little nicer, a little more like an actual wastebasket. And then I will just use regular old plastic bags in it, and I'm gonna go put this one in my son's room. So I've got a few other things here with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just drop these here. I did pick up a bath mat. I'm sorry, that was loud. I did pick up a bath mat because I don't like to just bathe him while sitting on the floor. And then I got a tension curtain rod because I'm a renter, and wherever I go I can take this with me. I'd probably even use it for windows as well, depending on what I want to do. But where I live, they don't have a pressure rod, so I can't just move it up higher. But look how this just falling on the ground. Plus, supposedly it's supposed to look nicer. I'm gonna do that in my restroom as well. So let's just see how that looks. Wow, okay, so that made a huge difference. Let me just back out of here. Yeah. I'm aware that it's not reaching the floor here, but bear with me. Like, obviously it's not like I'm the best at decorating, or it's also because I don't have a ton of money, and so I'm using like hand-me-downs. Like the curtain was given to me, and then, you know, the rod and the mat were just from Dollar General, and I did not get, there was something that I liked more, but I wasn't trying to just blow money, since my whole point is functional, and then as time goes on, if I like it, then I will get something nicer that's more coherent. So now to do that to my restroom. Okay, so because my husband and I actually use this shower, I have to get more rings, and I need to get rings and a liner for the other bathroom, because when I do raise it up, they're not the longest, and so I can't guarantee that with us moving around, the curtains would actually stay in. So I'm using the old curtain rod where it was for the liner for inside the shower, but then I'm going to put the more decorative one on the outside higher up. And yes, I did use my hair ties, the ones that I don't wear because they're colorful, to hang it until I get those rings, which I'll probably try and do that tomorrow. So that one couldn't go nearly as high up as the other one because it's not that long. So I think what I will do is, over time, I'm gonna get a couple longer curtains, and I think I may just go for white, truthfully. So here's the before, and then here is the after, and I know it looks shorter, but I think it still looks better. Hangers, we do use them for robes, but like you can see, it's 2 robes to 1 hanger, or it might be 2 hangers. And then there's like 3 robes on this one, so I just am planning on putting even more up since it's a great place to hang robes and also coats. So yeah, it's not beautiful, but it's functional, and now all those things are way more separated as opposed to trying to fish for one robe under the others, you know, depending on just how cold it is or isn't, which right now everything's pretty warm, but this is much easier than storing those away. So I got the soap dish, and I'm gonna put this on there, and I'm gonna move this, at least that soap thing, because for the guest bathroom, I don't know, I feel like bar soap works great. It smells amazing. It's so aromatic and just makes the bathroom smell clean just by being out. Okay, hear me out. I know this isn't perfect. However, putting the dish soap into an emptied out, rinsed out pump is gonna look better than just having dish soap out and be more functional. Well, especially after I rip off the label, and then I'm going to do the very cheap label thing where I just put clear packaging tape over like a piece of paper that I very nicely wrote dish soap on. This is the process. Slowly going. I'm trying to figure out where to set it so that I can just leave this on autopilot. To say I just realized something, this is going to make it go by a lot faster. Whew. So yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but absolutely I think it looks better than the big old Ajax bottle, and especially when I do a little label, and I will just do like dish soap, and then maybe in just little text, do not mix with bleach, 28 fluid ounces, you know. But other than that, I think it looks way better, and it's definitely, you know, if I could just pump it onto a sponge, far more functional. Truth be told, removing labels off of anything will instantly upgrade the way they look, and you can always add your own cute little label, whether you have a label maker or if you just do the... I found this way to do it with use clear packaging tape, and then you can just put on a paper however you want to design it, and then put the paper over it. Obviously, if you're going to be using something with a lot of water or washing it, maybe not the best idea, but like for this hand sanitizer, I definitely could make a much cuter label for it. See, now look how much better this one is, the hand sanitizer, over the regular soap. Because this guy, like, I know it's a little bit cloudy. I used Barkeep's Friend to get it off because I had seen that that's really quick at getting adhesive off. And it is, but I don't know if it's like scuffed up the bottle in a way. I may not do that in the future. I might just soak it. But yeah, and then if you made your own cute little label, it would just look way better than that. So another thing I went ahead and got is these big old plastic jars for $1 each, because I love to cook, but I hate, and I love to bake, but I hate having to deal with my flour and my sugar. So I got one for flour, one for granulated sugar, one for powdered sugar, and hold on. So I don't think he's gonna leave me right now, but I got one more for brown sugar. So he is right on my chest, and I do not show my little ones' faces. Okay, let's just go on to moving everything into these canisters. So this is where my flour and my sugar are, and let's just say that it's really hard to deal with, and I'm always getting flour and sugar everywhere, considering they are just in the regular packaging. I mean, I use it enough that I'm not too concerned about it just being in there for, you know, shelf life, but yeah, these are going to be a major improvement, I think. Let's try not to make a mess. Shouldn't need that anymore. I'm gonna do this and then I'll get back. So I've got the cans, flour, granulated 10 times brown. I need to put away the extras. It's a mess in here. I just look forward to it being done. Okay, so now all I have to do is clean up like the mess part of flour, sugar, and like there's even stuff from when I was cooking. but I did put them all back. So the short ones are in the back, the big ones in the front, and it looks a little bit more tame on this side. I'm not too concerned. As I said, this is basically learning to organize together. And of course, my pantry is gonna need some help. But I put the extras down there for now. I need to get them elevated. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Okay, so I've got stuff here. I pulled it back out of my closet. My little one is asleep, so it won't be crazy loud. However, there is some stuff that needs to go in his room, so I got some bubbles because that will be fun to do. We can go somewhere and blow those. But these blue bins I got at the Dollar Tree, they're gonna go in his room, and he's got a couple nicer looking brown bins that I'm going to bring out into the living room bookshelf and use those there, a more adult, more mature look, and then the fun bright colors. He does have blues and greens and things. There's a lot of neutrals as well, but I'm going to go ahead and use these in his room. They're also bigger, and they'll just help with storing toys. Like, there we go. And these are just some car fragrance things. But anyway, so like this bin, I'm gonna go ahead and just put this one on top of the wardrobe over there. So I'm just pulling the sticker off because I don't want to see it. And then here we go. It's not the prettiest, but it's not the worst. And it's certainly going to allow me to put stuff in it. And I do have things in mind that I'm sticking in it. Just, I'm not worried about that today. I'm mostly just kind of placing things. Same thing with like all the label stuff I want to do. I want to put labels on things, but I'm probably going to deal with that tomorrow and just not worry about it today. But see, I got my clear tape. I've got, so I do have there's a frame I want to put up. I put my painting in a frame, and so I got some command strips for that, and I may do that today. Again, more clear tape. And then I just got some fabric freshener smells, whatever, sprays, and I can go put this away. I got some small command strip things, hooks for keys, because I have a ton of keys that go to just little locks around the house for things like toolboxes and stuff so that my son doesn't get into them, and also keys for things like chains and stuff to help lock things down, you know, outside or anything like that. So there's a ton on our little key rack, and it is just crazy full right now. And although weight-wise it can hold it, it is so frustrating trying to, you know, deal with the keys on it because there's just so many. There's like 30 keys. Again, this is what I mean by keys. So I got another lock to put on a toolbox, and it has a little key to go with it, which is great. However, it doesn't need to be on a key rack that is already so full that I don't know what I'm doing, but or that I don't know what I'm grabbing. So anyway, then I got these. From the Dollar Tree, just so that they look, just some plain white, you know, kind of goes with everything, just to kind of help with the way that, you know, the bathrooms are set up and stuff. And I think that's going to make it look just a little bit nicer. And the thing is, if you just reuse like the soft soap ones or the cheap little plastic bottles, I've actually done that, and I've been doing that for months, going on a year now. However, you break the tops and stuff, and these should be a little bit more sturdy. I hope. You know, it was $1, but I'm hoping it's a little bit more sturdy than like an 80-cent thing of soap. Okay, so I'm just gonna start pulling stuff out. All right, safety pins. I know exactly where these go. Safety pins are gonna go in my little crafting thing. Again, see, this is something where he's learning to get into stuff. I would put this on here. because I live in a small spot. That's about, and then this guy, the first place I would look for when it comes to looking for things, I would look for scissors out there. I would not look for them in there. So I'm gonna just take care of that later. And then again, here is something else that's gonna go in my son's room. They're just these little, you know, like book holder things, because what I want to do is I want to take his books and start putting them into bins and then kind of clear out space in the bookshelf for, you know, more frames or my crafting things and stuff like that. I journal. I enjoy reading books as well, and I think that's going to make it nice so that his room is just really his. And it was pretty just wide open and then just had some storage stuff, but I want to get better at decluttering things I no longer need and then putting the stuff in his room that he loves, because he's getting to the point where he is exploring and he's getting into things, and I want him to get into his things in his room. So I'm sure any moms watching probably understand that. And again, like, see these, I would maybe stick these in one of these bins because they're stickers, and to start working on, you know, having just fun with him. And then I got this for, I do journal, I do like a diary prayer journal type thing in Bible study, but I also want to keep it a binder, just like bullet points and very quick just lines of you know, how my day went. And I don't mean emotionally, I literally mean milestones, like, you know, the fact that I had my anatomy scan yesterday, and you know when my son had his first steps. I don't remember that. I mean, it was like sometime, I think, in January, but I want to actually write down the stuff that's happened. And I don't know if you can hear, but I'm getting a little bit out of breath, so you know, I'm just becoming a much bigger mama, and that's why I just want to get this all done now. And then again, more command hooks. Something I want to try is to clear out some of my drawers in my kitchen and then be able to, so like these I've got now, I want to be able to put my measuring cups and things out where they're easy to get, and I'm not spending, you know, several minutes just trying to make sure I got all the right cups and stuff. And then if I have space in the drawers, I can get in the future drawer organizers and be able to either do spices in those or have a section specifically for tea. I do have a little place full of things for my coffee and the tea underneath it, but my son is getting into the tea, so I need to move it. And then I got a bunch of these little electric votives because I have this candle display, but whenever I use the actual tea lights, it can get pretty smoky, and the flickering is cute and stuff, but they'll be used up in a night. You know, they're just the little tea lights, and I have to light them all, and then it's smoky, and they're unscented, but you can kind of get the, like, a more just waxy plain smoke smell. So I figured that makes a lot more sense. Again, more command hooks. And then I just needed some Scotch tape because I went through most of mine. I am working on my last one of Scotch tape, and I send letters. I send letters with stationery that does not have the ability to, like, seal it with either, you know, using your tongue or one of those sealing sticks or anything like that. So I use tape a lot when I send things. And yeah, that's what I have. I'm going to start putting things away, and then I will show you what I'm doing with it. So this is the top drawer of my dresser, and it's so cluttered. You can see all the candle things and just miscellaneous, my bag of necklaces. So I'm just emptying some stuff and putting it into one of those empty jars. And then there is the bin full of all my candle stuff. It feels good to throw out packaging. This is a toss-all under my bed, and so I pulled things out that I'm going to sort through. Here's my son's room. Oh, there it is. You see all the blue bins that I used. I've moved some things around, and it emptied out the bookcase. And then here's my bag of necklaces. And then look at that. That's where I use those command strips. So, emptier drawer, much happier woman. I have the pump set up with hand sanitizer in his bathroom, although I might move the Dial soap into the shower. And then in the kitchen, I use it for the hand soap. And then I have the keys hanging on the wall for here. And there we go. There's my apron. This way it's out of the way of everything else and easier to access. And now it's the morning of the next day since I did all the videos. A few of those pictures I took this morning and some of the touch-ups I did this morning already. But yeah, so the next thing I gotta do is the labels on my items, so like the containers with the flour and all the different sugars, the hand soap, the hand sanitizer, so nobody's confused. But anything that I do with that will be in a different video. So thank you for sticking around if you did, and I hope that we either learned together or at least you got some entertainment from it. Thank you. Bye.